Welcome. This is EBA 101 talking about boxing, reviewing the fights today at Showtime. Badou Jack versus John Pascal. That was a really good fight. I'm making this video to talk about this one in the main event. I was really surprised with this fight. Badou Jack was coming up from a loss where he had a really bad cut on his forehead and lost that decision. So he is coming back to try to win the title versus John Pascal. I've seen a lot more of John Pascal's fights, so I was kind of rooting more for him just because I was more familiar with him. But this fight was really good, especially for fighters that were, I think, 36, 37, later in the 30s. It was action packed. The first couple, probably like 6 rounds, most of them, maybe 4 or 5 of them, I felt that John Pascal was able to win those rounds. I think the one of the first rounds that Jack actually was winning, he ends up getting dropped in the last 15 seconds of the fight. And if that knockdown probably happens a little bit earlier in the fight, he probably gets stopped in that. He got really rocked, but then he comes back. He does really good in the second half of the fight. And then in the 12th round, he ends up dropping John Pascal. At this point, I end up having the fight probably for 1 or 2 points for Jack, although John Pascal gets the nod. He did throw a lot more power punches. He was throwing with bad intentions and short bursts. He threw a couple of like late rallies in the last 10 seconds of the fight, and he ends up winning. Kudos to Badou Jack. He, even though you could tell in his frustration, because I think he has gotten a couple, decisions go the wrong way, or at least draws, and it seems like he can't get a clean victory or a victory in itself. But when they asked him, he didn't make excuses. He said it was a close fight, and he did the best he could at explaining, that he doesn't know what to do because he felt like he won the fight, and it was a very competitive fight. But he showed so much class in that loss. So he's I will continue to watch his fights because that was a very entertaining fight. The main event, Yuriorkis Gamboa versus Gervanta Davis. Gamboa was a really underdog in this fight for good reasons. He has been dropped several times in his career. I think they're mentioning up to 16 times, or there was a 16 time or 17 times that he got dropped in a fight. So Gamboa is not the same fighter that he used to. I used to call him Little Mike Tyson. He kind of was similar to him, at least his style in the beginning, or even his appearance. So I'll call him M squared because it was smaller version of Mike Tyson when he was coming up. But something happened in the second round where he got hurt, or his shoe got detached and he couldn't step. Then later at the end of the fight, he says that his tendon, his Achilles heel or something, is torn. But Davis was kind of disappointing in his punch output. Yeah, he didn't seem to have like that energy to throw a lot of punches. The punches that he did throw were very accurate. Again, he got to like 48% power punches, so his percentage was really good, but his output was very low. But even with that, he was able to knock Gamboa out, or down a couple times in the fight, and then now in the 12th round. So now he needs to get more serious with his training, because there's a couple fights out for him. They were talking about Leon Santa Cruz. They're talking about Lomachenko, potentially, Lopez. If Lopez beats Lomachenko or something, there's some big fights out there. I don't know if he will make those fights happen. Mayweather Promotions, the money team, needs to start making some big fights for Davis. So it was a pretty good card. I just expected a little bit more from Davis, a little bit more dominance, but he, got the knockout stoppage. So kudos to him, and hopefully he continues to do big things. It was a big fight in Atlanta, so I'll keep you guys posted with my next videos. I'll be making a video on Wilder versus Tyson prediction, so stay tuned to that. Thank you guys. Peace out.